because I'm 38 and I've done more mistakes than other 38 years old. So I feel very lucky. I'm a chef. Like, there shouldn't be limits or taboo. It's just the knowledge and how to put things together. The famous Roccella pineapple, or actually we say ananas pizza.
All right.
Yes.
Welcome to Dining Room Stories with Domar and Andrea, where we take you behind the scenes of the restaurant business world with stories and conversation that inspire.
Today on Dining Room Stories, we have the pleasure to meet a chef who treats pizza not as a trend, but as a discipline, a craft of grain, fermentation, and balance. Welcome to Dining Room Stories, Francesco Crifo from Roccella.
Guys, thank you. It's a very good pleasure to be here in this podcast. I've been following, I've been listening. So now I'm on this side. It's actually exciting.
Super exciting.
Super exciting.
We're so excited to have you here.
It's amazing to have a raving fan in the studio.
Yes.
And Francesco is a very good friend of mine.
Yeah, you know each other a long time,
Since
right?
long time.
Yeah.
So
We did this Australian journey since the start.
absolutely. And I doubled down on what you said. He doesn't follow trends. He creates them.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
then we discussed later about one of your ventures, that you were a pioneer and it didn't go well, but you were just ahead of market.
You surprised me with this. I didn't think to talk about that too.
Francesco, you are Sicilian from Catania. Roccella is a place in Calabria. You have some Calabrian partners, beautiful place. Take us back to Catania, your origin before.
Yeah, I'm from Catania. So I was born in Catania. After 21 years or 20 years, I moved to Milan with my family. And then at 25 or 26, I moved to Australia, to Melbourne. It's a story of, hospitality people. So my family, my father, not the whole family, has been always in hospitality. The last thing he wanted me to do, he always said this word: you are a free man. You can do anything you like, but except hospitality. And I think because he knew that, it's a hard life and, the sacrifice that you have to do, especially when you have family. And, growing up, in a restaurant family in Catania, especially those days where that generation, I think they really worked hard. We always say we work hard, but I really compare with the other generation before us, and I think they really worked hard more than us.
So you just did it because your father said don't do it, so you actually did it. It's like it's not as hard work as I thought, and then it's hard work, right? Still.
No, it's funny because, like every pizza chef these days, I think, I don't know if it's for marketing or it's for reality, they say, oh, I learned making pizza from my nonna, my grandmother, my mother, and I had the passion because I saw them. For me, it was the complete opposite. Of course, like as an Italian a boy and a kid, you grow up around food. It's almost 80%, 90% of the Italian culture.
Part of the culture, yes.
So I have good memories of my grandfather cooking pizza on Sunday with all the cousins and all the uncle and aunties. So good memories for sure. But I actually hate hospitality when growing up because my father always was at the restaurant. So me and my sister, to see him, we had to go to the restaurant. And what really made me hate that hospitality thing is because when we went there and we were happy to see him, and he had no time for us. And I saw him on the floor enjoying talking to people, like really excited and motivated to the team. The team management always around him and reporting to him, and he was just on his world. So growing up, we had this thing like, why does he have time for the customer, for his staff, for the business, and not for us?
You build up some resentment.
Of course, I think it's normal. But then, growing up, I was not let's say, good at school. My 13, 14, 15, in my mind was everything except school. having fun with friends, going around and with a scooter and like this. And I had my one of my best friend, his father owned a takeaway pizzeria, and every Friday and Saturday, before he didn't want him to go around late and staying like in the danger of the street, he always brought him with him working the pizzeria, 13, 14. And we wanted to stay with him, especially because he was at the time one of my best friends. So I used to spend my Fridays and Saturdays with him in the pizzeria. And, they ask you, can you cut this, or can you deliver this pizza? And, you start to see, how work the pizzeria and what's involved. And for us, it was fun, to be honest. And we had pizza for free and, like a drink for free on Saturday night, and some money for the petrol from the tips from the customer. So for us, it was unbelievable. It was not working. But then when I was 16, my mom said, you know what? School is not for you. You have to decide. You either go to work, or I might send you to a different school, to the armies. So I said, okay, I think I know where I can go to work. And I ended up working the pizzeria when I was 16.
Long time.
Long time.
And they say Catania is like the Milan of the South. Have you been hearing that for the cuisine scene, for the cocktail scene, and the sparkle of the city, right?
I think when they refer to that, I think they're referring in Sicily. Catania, between all the other cities, is the one with more fashion, more restaurants, more nightlife. But to be honest, when I went to Milan, it's a different story. Like you can't really compare Milan to Catania. I would rather say Catania is a small Napoli, because I think it's much more similar to Napoli than Milan.
It's beautiful. I really like Catania. I mean, I've been there like a long time ago, but really nice. And then the whole like coast of Sicily. You go back to Italy sometimes, or you're just too busy in Melbourne?
Okay, so I came in Melbourne 12 years ago. I came back to Italy for the first time after 11 years.
Whoa.
Last year.
That's a long time.
Long time.
But you didn't come alone to Melbourne. You had two
I came with the
young
family.
daughters.
So when I was 16, I started working the pizzeria. I've always been working the pizzeria. Then at 19, I worked in this restaurant where I met my wife. She was working on the floor. She was waitress. She started very early as well. 16, she started working in hospitality as a waitress. I fell in love with this girl, which was the opposite of me, like very like straight, school work, very, very simple girl. And I fell in love. And we had the first daughter when we were 20.
Very young.
Yeah, very young. So we left Catania when I was around 20, 21.
So you had the first daughter in
Catania,
in Italy, and then you moved to
and the
Gallic,
second daughter in Milan.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So international.
International. And then I had the twins.
Then you got twins.
I got
Okay,
twins,
cool.
4 years old. They were born in Australia.
Lovely.
So I said to my wife, let's not move, because every time we move, we have
we have another. So you're done.
Done. That's it.
And talking about the 4 doubts at Roccella, so the style of pizza,
Mhm.
what is like, what differentiates your pizza? By the way, you got like one pizza for us to
What
try.
did you bring today?
What did you bring today?
Something that we had seen online, interviews.
Okay, so let's go one step back. So then I can
Yeah.
you will understand better.
Let's tell the story
The
first.
story,
and then we open.
otherwise I will ban from your podcast, from everywhere. They might even cancel my Italian passport.
Now all
So-
the
so-
Napolitan pizzaioli
That's it,
against
that's it.
you.
So better I'll tell you a little bit before. Look, I've been working for many pizzerias, many different style of pizza, large groups, small groups, startups, and different ovens, different style of pizza. And I think at one point, when you really master the work and the art, there shouldn't be limits. At the end of the day, we are chefs. And the chefs needs to have the knowledge of the product, but also how to combine things together.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the episode. Remember to subscribe to our channel to get updates and keep enjoying the rest of the episode.
And because it's an art, it shouldn't be limits. So based on that, like I created sometimes controversial pizzas, and especially this one we're talking about, it was a challenge.
Okay.
A challenge, not just with the place where we are, because we are in Australia, so we have to kind of adapt.
We're not in Hawaii, to give a clue.
Yeah, we're not in Hawaii. But also it was a challenge with myself, because I thought, you know what, I'm a chef. Like, it shouldn't be limits or taboo. It's just the knowledge and how to put things together. So this pizza was born. And if I can tell you what the pizza name is, or maybe I show you first.
Oh, you can.
Okay. The famous Roccella pineapple, or actually we say ananas pizza.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've done it.
So
Pizza with pineapple.
All right, so that's a pizza with pineapple. I didn't even see the pineapple. Where is it? It's caramelized, right?
Yeah, caramelized. So so what we've done is a lot of testing in the kitchen.
Can we try
You can try, of course.
try
You
it.
should. You have to
We'll
try.
go.
I have brought it for the reason. So what we've done is, look, I will be against pineapple on a tomato base, because they don't go together, just for the acidity and for the kind of.
So no tomato.
No tomato. They really don't go together. They almost have the same taste.
Beautiful.
So
There's a lot of prosciutto. I'm just working out through.
so what I've done is getting the pineapple,
Do you
the
mind?
ananas,
Andiamo.
and
Let's go.
caramelize, barbecue on the grill, and then we let it marinate, and it gets very soft
That's
inside.
really interesting. Like, it's not that sweet.
No.
Because usually what we don't like much is like when it gets too sweet, right?
It's like a pineapple is sweet and acidity.
When we were discussing, when you first did this pizza, you were having a lot of backlash online from the traditionalists. Prosciutto and melon, what is the difference? You can have pineapple and on pizza, but
It's the same. Yeah, it's just a taboo on the pizzeria and the pizzaioli. And it's interesting because after I started making this pizza, many other pizza chefs, not that they copy me, they don't even know I exist, but other pizza chefs, like very well known in Italy, in Naples, they started making pizza with pineapple. Yeah, like just to name a couple, like there is Franco Pepe, which you can see on Netflix, or Gino Sorbillo, one of the famous in Naples. So for me, it's just a taboo. I mean, there are other pizza that we do in Italy that other places in the world look at us and say, really, do you put Ustel in the pizza? Ustel and patatina and chips in a pizza?
The patatina, the patatina chips is like what they found like really interesting. Like, you put potatoes on patatina on the pizza.
Yeah.
It was the same. Like I spoke with Sergio Pizzicotta, and he was like, I tried to put out like the ananas pizza, the pineapple pizza, and I got dropped 40%. So I put it back on the menu because actually people were like just teaching me. We're not going to the pizzeria anymore. Yeah, in Melbourne.
At the end, you also need to see where you are. One of the things that my mentor said was, are you doing it for you or are you doing it for your customers? If your customers appreciate that, why not?
Unfortunately, like it's well known in the industry, and you know that when the chef owns a restaurant, there's a lot of ego, and sometimes that is not good for business. You really have to understand who you are, who you sell into, the area and everything. And being in Australia, at the end of the day, as a kid, you eat ham and pineapple. Like as a kid, in Italy, we have the chips and Ustel on the pizza.
You have had a lot of success, and this shows you've been a pioneer. You don't have fear of failing and risking, something. And I remember a few years ago, you started a project called 6 Slices. If you can explain what a 6 slice is, which is a pizza cut it in 6 and doing a gourmet style of pizza, beautiful products on top. And for me, in that project, you were just a bit ahead of time for the market to understand it. And now a lot of famous pizzaioli do it.
Yeah.
So what was the lesson in that project? And tell us a bit more.
All right. So the 6 slices was one of my dream as a pizza chef. Like growing up, you always have, let's say, your guru, your master that you follow, and you read his books, you follow what he does. And for me, was this guy in Italy from Verona, pizzeria Itigli. He was pioneer of this kind of pizza called padellino. So padellino is a pizza style that was like from Torino. Then after in the 1960s, 70s, the pizza napoletana took off and slowly disappeared. But this guy in Verona, this pizza chef, brought it back to life in a different key, like in a modern way. So this padellino was one slice with all the back, fermentations and all the, sourdough, all the techniques behind of the cooking as well. But he was combining the pizza and the chef. So he was using the pizza as a plate for the chef. So for a gourmet toppings, talking like this. So in I can't remember which year it was, but I think 10 years ago.
2015.
2015.
I remember well.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, around the year there. So growing up and following him, for me was a dream to open a pizzeria like this. And in 2016, around the year, I opened 6 slices with that concept. The pizza was amazing. I mean, you remember, you've been there, and the feedback was always good about the pizza. But because it was like maybe to elevate for the kind of a pizza conception, the people didn't understand why they had to pay like that much money for the pizza, and they didn't appreciate it, the work behind that kind of pizza. It's like a pizza, like a thicker pizza, which is cooked 2-3 times, steamed in the oven, with longer fermentation, high hydration. It's like a very, very technique though. But the ingredients on top are like researched and very expensive. So we suggested back then that this pizza was like more as a sharing plate rather than one pizza by yourself. My mistake. So we failed. So after 6 months, we had to close down. It was a big lesson for me in many ways. Like one of the main lessons that I learned was that I should have been more disciplined before opening a restaurant. So looking for the right area, the right demographic, doing researches of my feasibility on the business. So let's say, and this is a suggestion that I'll give to everyone, like when you have an idea, start with who you are. What is the brand? What is the menu? What is the price line? So you know exactly then who is your customer, your demographic, and then look for the where they live. So where is this demographic, my demographic live? And you say, okay, live in these suburbs, these other suburbs. Then you have an idea of where to look to open your shop. But then also you have to be disciplined with your numbers, because you have to look, okay, I got this suburb combined is like 100,000 people. My demographic is just 20, 30,000 people. Is my restaurant on the right street, on the main street? What's the footpath traffic? On many times I can catch them, and on many times they can come in, because from there then you calculate your bill, how many tickets you're gonna sell, how many products you're gonna sell. So from there you're gonna have an idea of roughly, and you have to be as close as you can, how much money you're gonna make. And then depending on the size of the restaurant, you see, okay, how many seats I have, how many waiters I need for this menu, how many chefs I need to execute these dishes. So all in a sudden, you've done your feasibility, you have an idea of how much it will cost you to run the restaurant and how much money you can make. And of course, I'm not saying that you have, a glass of magic thing that you can exactly know how much you're gonna make it, but at least you can get as close as you can. And you've done your feasibility, and you know if it's worth it or not, or if we have to look for different brand, different dishes, or different price, or different suburbs, whatever.
It's very interesting for our listener what you're saying. And you are scaling, obviously, your restaurant business. So you are not the small business owner anymore, like the typical small business owner. How hard it is for somebody that is just starting out to arrive at this level of thinking?
It is hard. Look, I come from the experience, and I'm still 38, and I'm still learning, making mistakes. This day, particularly, I'm very lucky because my partners they've been always in hospitality, and they scale many businesses. Like I think they opened more than 100 restaurants. So I can speed up my learning because I learn also from their mistakes. So I feel very lucky. But I also understand that there is so many things that can go wrong that you have two options. You either try and fail and you keep trying, or you need help, or you need to listen to people that have done that mistake.
This is a beautiful story, Francesco. And the Roccella now is in East Melbourne, in Clarendon Street, a beautiful area. That's why you choose this location, because of your previous experience.
We've been through 17 sites before choosing East Melbourne. So we are also now in Bundoora. So we have East Melbourne and Bundoora. Look, we go through a very strict, let's say, checklist when we choose a site. So there is also, of course, the feasibility that I've told you. There is the research.
Are you gonna share it? No, we'll put a download link. No, just joking. The one with all the notes. You should not just.
No, you can upload your documents.
Yes, you can upload the
Look, it would be really helpful.
The 17 elements you should check.
Your Excel spreadsheets.
You have to be disciplined, and you have to be real. Like you have to know who you are and who your customer are. That's it. I think that's. And then at the end of the day, as a business, there is a cost, and of course there is sales, and you can't estimate. Like, I mean, you can't just guess, because otherwise you're gambling. You're not doing business, and gambling is not really good for business, I would say. So when we choose East Melbourne, was number 17 or 18 of the size that we analyzed, we looked, and we done feasibility, and was the chosen one.
I remember that street before you opening was dead, even if it was in front of the park. There were no walk-ins or no people walking by. And when you told me you were opening there, I said, "Wow, that's a big."
And you were not the only one, Omar. I mean, even between us, we had that fear, but. Like you see now that there is a lot of traffic. Okay, so we saw that there is the park across the road. There is MCG at the end of the street. There is 2 hospitals just next to us. For dinner, any good restaurant can be destination. Like you can be anywhere, but if you eat good, or the service is good, or whatever the formula is and is good, people will travel. But for lunch, it is hard. And if you open lunch and dinner, you should be covered for lunch first, because dinner, it's a consequence, and you can be destination. So for lunch, it was important for us to be covered. And we saw the park and the MCG and the hospitals around us. So as a discipline, we always sit there at the front of the restaurant of the location that we want to open, and we spend hours per day between us partners, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at lunch, 2 hours at night, to see where the people go, if there is footpath traffic, like what the people need in this area. Are they going out? There are people, there is no people. So we are very disciplined. And we saw that staying there was a lot of people working and the potential was there.
But also you opened like 9 weeks before the first lockdown, right? So I was
That was
there.
unlucky.
Yeah.
It was scary, very scary and unlucky. I mean, you can't control these things.
course.
the pandemic you can't control. And like it was very scary because with 9 weeks we didn't have time, to to market ourselves. We were just testing and learning and training our stuff. And the first month, I think for everyone, was very scary because it was a lot of unknown, and we didn't know what to do, if we were opening or not opening, takeaway. But then after that, we just have to adapt. At the end of the day, in business, the quicker you adapt, the more ahead you stay. So we adapted and we just give it to the customer what they were looking for. So takeaway. I remember a funny story where my business partner delivered a pizza with a Mercedes, and another driver came next to him and parked. And he goes, "Oh, wow, you're delivering Mercedes." And my business partner goes, "You keep delivering and working hard, you would deliver with Mercedes too."
That's a good learning.
It was very funny.
Yeah, funny.
Like he thought he was the driver. I'm delivering with Mercedes. No, just to say this story because to tell that we done everything we had to do. Everything. We delivered, I remember we delivered the flyers, the menu, door by door, self. And to the staff, we gave a few hours because they didn't have work. So go at delivery. Pizzas, go and drop these menus. So we really done everything we had to do.
You definitely put a lot of hard work and your heart in that place, and it shows. Now you have a beautiful restaurant, all-day restaurant.
All
let's
day,
say.
so breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Regarding the 6 slices, are you bringing them back into your pizzeria now with more experience?
Now, from the learning, so for sure we made a mistake of the area. For sure we made a mistake of the offer. If I would go back, I would open more a tapas style with that pizza gourmet. Why? Because it was not sustainable. At the end of the day, you can't just live and be sustainable just with the offer. So with this put together, today, yes, we bring it back, but we serve as only one slice. Only one slice, either as a dessert or as an entree, which is different. Because we can start to introduce and teaching people what is this?
The concept.
The concept. Not just that. 2-3 times a year, we collaborate with other chefs to do like a 4 hands pizza degustation. In this pizza degustation, there is 6 dishes, and these 6 dishes made from pizza. I can showcase 6 different pizza styles. And the chef put his knowledge on top as a topping. So from these activities, we're starting to introduce and teaching people about pizza is not just what you see round in the pizza box or in the plate. There is many, many ways of making pizza. But think like this, just in Italy, there is so many pizza styles. Every region has its own version of pizza.
Yes.
Now you are educating people what there is behind the art of pizza.
Exactly.
Which is very interesting. On this topic, what do you think of those pizzaioli? You know, when you see social media, for somebody that is not an expert, you see everybody's talking about hydration, 90%, 150%. What does that mean?
Flour strength,
Wow.
cooking time, resting time.
You want me to talk about for the next 2-3 hours then? Huh?
That would be great.
Now, if we got technical, then I start to talk a lot. Look, social media, fortunately and unfortunately, made not just this industry, I think many other industry, going very fast. But going very fast, it is good for someone that is experienced. that know how to, recognize the good things and the bad things of what they're saying on social media. But for someone that just started, they don't know the difference. They just follow anyone talking about hydration and the strength and this and that. So very dangerous. For professionals, social media, and these days technology, ChatGPT and things like that, they really help us to go faster. But for people that have no experience, unfortunately, they create more damage.
Yeah, everyone is an expert today, right?
Yeah, everyone is an expert. I mean, hydration, yes, there is products, especially in bakery, and they need high hydration, but there is a reason why you use a high hydration. It's funny because when people eat our pizza and they come to the pizzeria and they say, "Oh, the pizza was amazing, was beautiful. For sure, you use bigger and 90% hydration." And he goes, "Why?" Yeah, because it was very light. So the customer believe what they see on social media. Okay, so what about if I tell you, I don't use any bigger because I don't need to? And it's not a high hydration, it's actually a normal 67, 68% of hydration. Oh no, impossible. The pizza was so good and so light.
What is a biga?
Biga is a pre-fermented dough. So it's basically a pre-fermented dough would be biga, Polish, or the stara, like the lievito madre, the sourdough, general speaking. The sourdough, the stara, you start from just water and flour, and then the fermentation comes naturally, slowly, like feeding and refreshing every day. So it's natural stara, like natural yeast, where the big and the Polish, you push this fermentation, starting it with yeast. But essentially, even the yeast, the fresh yeast or the dry yeast that we use, is natural. It's nothing chemical. It's bacterial. They scare. They say, the pizza was light, so you use big or stara or sourdough, because if you use the yeast, it's not that light. It's not true. It's the same principle. It's how you use it, of course.
Fortunately and unfortunately, perception is reality.
Exactly.
People believe what they want to believe.
And not be educated.
In general, like Melbourne, it's rainy, as we know. It changed, like the weather changes all the time. It's actually raining now. It's been like crazy those few
Not
days.
inside.
No, not inside.
inside.
I don't know. It's like being raining, right? Would it be like different hydration, like from, let's say, cooking pizza in Catania or Milano compared to Melbourne, right? Or the water, or what are the elements?
Look, the hydration is based on the product that you're looking for, when you need it for, and the flour. So every flour has its limit. So you shouldn't push the limits. There is flour that you can get maximum of 60% hydration. There is flour that is perfect with 70%. And there is very strong flour where you need more water. It's required more water, okay? But it really depends what is the product that you're going to make it. Which oven do you have? How much space do you have in the fridge? When you want to use it? In 1 day, 2 days, 3 days? As a pizza chef, as a professional, there is no a formula, there is no a recipe. There is just a formula that you create based on your need.
We had many conversations about pizza. And before meeting you, I thought, yeah, pizza is just, flour. You put some tomato and mozzarella. And every time we speak, it's like, wow, how can you make a pizza? There's all these technicalities, and it's incredible.
We do a lot of pizza masterclass at Roccella for amateur, just customers that love making pizza. The reason we do it is festival. That's my ego as a chef.
Okay.
So it's passing my knowledge. But no, it's more for educating people, because the people needs to be educated, and they come to the masterclass. The masterclass are always full, and I always say, how is possible that you hear every time there is a line for these pizza masterclasses when you can get free information on YouTube on Google, on ChatGPT. ChatGPT just tell which flour do you have in front of you, and it gives you the recipe.
Yeah, but you need to know what to ask.
Exactly. You need to know what the question you need to ask and the technique. When I teach them, I say, I teach you the basics of the ingredients. Because once you know the ingredient, then you are in control. You can do anything. You can create your own recipe based on what you like. There is not the recipe that I tell you that you like it. Because maybe I like it, that you don't like it. It's personal.
Ah, yeah, the taste, of course, is personal. But you also launched the Pizza Academy. Is that a separate project compared to the masterclasses?
My Pizza Academy was a few years ago. I think maybe during COVID. When
There was like a previous project, and now
Yeah.
it's just more like masterclasses.
it was born for masterclasses that then we wanted to evolve for professionals. But I'm in love with amateurs and my customers because, and that was the other reason we do masterclasses. I was going to say is because we create a bond with our customers, and they really understand why the pizza is so good, and not because the recipe, but because the passion and the knowledge that we put behind. So I decided to keep focusing on my customers and hospitality.
What is your preferred style of pizza at Roccella? Romana, Napolitan?
It depends what I like. Like today, I feel I want something more crunchy. I'll go for the Romana style, which is the multigrain, very thin. If I want something different, I'll go for the classic sourdough base. Black charcoal. It's something that I get when I eat some kind of pizza. Like if I had tartufo with truffle, then I want the black charcoal. And then, of course, we have the gluten-free, as you know. And there was like something that we're very proud with the gluten-free base and the gluten-free menu in general.
Do you eat a lot of pizza?
I eat pizza every day. That's why I have
You
to
seem
train.
very fit.
Yeah, that's why I have to train very hard every day.
That's what the doctor would say. Instead of the apple, eat one pizza a day. Right?
Exactly. That's the
perfect
proof.
life, yeah.
That's it.
Are you guys opening any more locations?
Yeah, no, definitely yes. Yeah, definitely yes. I mean, it's all our partners, me and my partners are hospitality people. That's what we've done all our life, and that's what we will do until the end of the day. So there will be many more restaurants coming up.
But how do you maintain the balance between quality, service, and expanding the business?
Look, the first thing is we are not fancy restaurant. Like for me, my belief has been always keep it simple, just create memories, not just with food. So starting from that, my recipes are very simple, like simple to source, simple to execute. The service is what we really like put a lot of effort, because at the end of the day, honestly, especially in Melbourne, good food is almost everywhere. I would say, like I eat very often out, and the food quality is very good almost everywhere.
I love the food quality in Melbourne. Like there's a lot of competition too.
There's a lot of competition, but what makes the difference? Why people come with this pizza and not another pizza? Which at the end of the day, almost 80% of the Italian pizzeria we use the same products, same tomato, same flour, same mozzarella. So what makes the customer choose you and not another pizzeria is the service. The service is the fact that you know their name, what they eat. It becomes I group everything together, saying it's hospitality. In hospitality, you have to be, very hospitable with your customers and create the bond.
You're making me salivating. I
Oh,
think
that's
I'll
what I'm
come
thinking. I'm
tonight.
still
I
thinking
know.
about that pineapple pizza. We're gonna finish it later with the boys. So what has Melbourne to teach Italy about hospitality and culture and food? If
Oh,
there's
wow.
something we can.
Look, one lesson I learned here in Melbourne that you don't learn in Italy because 90% of the restaurants are Italian. Something I learned here that would teach Italy, is that Italian restaurant become one together. So we are one slice of the cake. So every Italian restaurant should not compete against each other, but come together against the other cuisine. Because if the Italian cuisine comes together and we dominate the food in Melbourne or in Sydney, whatever, it means that there are more Italian restaurants and more opportunity for Italian restaurants to expand and to open. But if all in a sudden the Italian community, Italian restaurants start to drop the sales, drop the quality, drop everything, another cuisine will take over. And if they will take over, there will be less Italian restaurants because people want to go eat other cuisine. So I think that's what I learned here in Australia, because there are so much competition, many other cuisine.
And we're lucky. There's a beautiful Italian scene, and I don't know what period, the past centuries or whatever, but Italian was actually the most spoken language in Melbourne, in Victoria, right? So strong culture here. The other part will be bringing Italians together because they are all solopreneurs. But I hear the message, and I think it's really beautiful what you're saying. And
I have one last question for Francesco. Can you tell us one thing that you hate about hospitality and one thing that you love about hospitality?
I hate about hospitality is so addictive. It's so addictive. That's what I hate. Because then it becomes addictive and you can't live without it. And for me, I can't live without hospitality. I mean, I'm an hospitality person. I see many people leaving hospitality even after 20, 30 years of career, and they say, I had enough. I'll start, selling other things, or making a factory and selling products, or going back to sell rep on food. For me, I was born in the kitchen, and that's what I like to spend at least 2-3 hours a day in the kitchen. I love hospitality. That's what I live for.
There was the positive. There was also the negative side.
I think it was all positive.
Yeah,
It wasn't really
you're so positive.
something to hate.
I would say that's one of the questions we ask most of the time. What would you say to your younger self if you could go back and say, speaking to the little Francesco, what would you say?
I've been thinking, and I see other people answer to this question. And I always, I see these people answer this question and say, I always say to do this rather than do this. So do this instead.
A lot of guests said, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. And I start, because my mind goes, I can't change anything. And I go, maybe it's me wrong. So I started to look for that, let's give a suggestion to my young self of not doing this or not doing that. I couldn't find anything. I think everything I've done in my life has been made what I'm today. And, mistakes is part of the journey. I'm actually lucky that I made so many mistakes younger because I'm 38 and I've done more mistakes than other 38 years old. So I feel very lucky. Some people say, why me? Why this happening to me? I'm very unlucky. These things happening to me. For me, actually, I'm lucky because I learned a lot. I would say doing it that you are on the right path.
Great. Sounds like an amazing advice to yourself and to our audience. So thank you so much, Francesco, for being here today. And next Tuesday, I'm going to come to your restaurant eating with my uncle and some of his friends. I just discovered that the other day. It's actually, I'm interviewing Francesco today. So I'll see you in East Melbourne soon.
Thanks for inviting me, and to be honest, thanks for what you're doing. It's unbelievable because other people can listen and can learn from all these entrepreneurs. So keep doing it.
It's inspiring for us to hear from you guys and to create real connections.
That's good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Grazie, Francesco. Thank you so much. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching the episode. I'm going to see you in the next one.
Welcome to Dining Room Stories with Domar and Andrea, where we take you behind the scenes of the restaurant business world with stories and conversation that inspire.